All right. Hello, everyone, and now welcome to a match between Sock versus WFZ. This game taking place here on Tyrannus Stan. Over here, well, I'm going to go ahead and swap the colors. Over here on the top left-hand side of the map, we have Sock spawning as the red human. Over here on the bottom right, we have WFZ spawning as the blue undead, and I am going to sound like an Asian tiger father. Arya, pay attention to what you're doing and practice piano and not watch me cast, okay? Okay, when you get to a halfway point, do it how many times you need to. Hello. Okay, well, someone actually knows my real name. So, hello. How are you doing? Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for joining in on the stream right there as we are looking at an Altar of Kings, barracks, farms all opening up here, getting ready to go. Meanwhile, over here on the bottom right, we are looking at, I'm good, been here. You've been here every day? Well, thank you for tuning in. That's very kind of you. Thank you for watching. It is definitely a pleasure, and I'm hoping that you guys are enjoying the casts. I managed to get you. Nice. Anyways, let's go ahead and jump in time. It is going to be a Death Knight going up against a Mountain King this time around. It used to be an SE2 Pro player. Oh, maybe I've heard of them. But let's take a look at this. Mountain King going to be coming into play, and it looks like we're going to be going for most likely a mana battery strategy. Archmage just doesn't seem to be able to give the Mountain King enough gas in the tank to really be able to use Stormbolt and Thunderclap at the same time. However, you do go for a passive ability such as Bash, as well as the Thunderbolt or Stormbolt or Thunderclap, then it is you're able to have enough mana to continually spam those abilities. Let's see what's going to be coming out over here. Death Knight picks up a Rod. A Necromancy Ghoul is now going to make their way out. Mountain King going to go ahead and quickly Stormbolt that Rogue Wizard right there. There's a purge on them in the back. PJ Nom Nom Nom, thank you for the bits. Every little bit does definitely help as the militia, while helping out here to clear out the creep camp. This creep camp will get cleared out very quickly. Meanwhile, off on the other end of the map, the Death Knight taking one for the team, absorbing a whole bunch of damage, but at the same time healing that Death Knight a whole bunch as well. You're taking a look at that Rod of the Lightning Shield actually doing the majority of the damage. Couldn't say the name of the ability for the life of me, as the Rogue Wizard and the remaining units now get taken out. Death Knight making its way over here to this 3 o'clock location here. Death Knight now going to shift over. Apprentice Wizards will fall. And well, since someone mentioned StarCraft 2, one of the reasons why I like WarCraft 3 early on is that there is this choice whether or not you choose to engage against your opponent or engage against the creeps on the map. That is an important decision and distinction early on, as opposed to just trying to focus on the early game and say StarCraft 2 and figuring out the tech build, tech order, and just defend against your opponent. If you sit inside your base and try to do some sort of secret tech and don't venture forth enough, you may end up falling behind economically because, well, the Mountain or your other opponent, not only are they gaining experience on their hero, they are also getting the benefit of a little bit of an additional bit of gold as they're clearing out creeps. We are looking at, what is this? A Shadow Priest already in play here. Mountain King, big Thunderclap, and wow, big damage across the board already. Mountain King could come across with another Thunderclap here, try to finish off even more units, and there it goes. Mountain King gets up to about 3.5 already, as the Mountain King still has a potion of healing and is still here ready to go. Forest Troll, Shadow Priest getting in a little bit of damage onto that Mountain King. Mountain King looking to back away, but Footman and the remaining party is arriving. That beautiful Staff of Teleportation coming in to join in on the party here, and this Troll Berserker is going to get taken out very, very fast if it's not careful. 1 or 2 more shots. No, Mountain King unable to catch up to that unit right there. All right, we are looking at an Acolyte while trying to re-haunt this gold mine here. We are already mining off on the top, so Sock has the economic advantage as we're looking at the units now making their way back out. There is a denial or a cancel right there. Let's take a look at this. This Mountain King chasing after that Troll Berserker. 1 or 2 more shots should do it. Down it goes. Big damage lost. And this expansion, well, definitely expensive, but may be worth the price, as WFZ looks like he will be able to hold on to it now that he has a Nerubian tower. Mountain King, well, he may be overstaying his welcome. Most definitely, Mountain King has shown up to the party. This Forest Troll Shadow Priest has mana somehow, and let's take a look at this. What's going on? Units are going to try and engage. Are we going to see some Abolish Magic there? There's one Abolish Magic to try and get a little bit of damage. Another taken down. Mountain King already up to level 4, and the only reason why this Mountain King can even consider doing what he is doing is the fact that he has this Ring of Regeneration and Potion of Greater Healing. That Mountain King has been able to, well, stick around with a large amount of hit points for quite a while. This Forest Troll Shadow Priest may be forced to pull out from this battle a little bit earlier than he would like as the Death Knight. Well, oh, let's take a look at that. Is he going to be able to get away? This Forest Troll Shadow Priest needs to heal back up. What is happening right here? Mountain King perhaps going to try and buy a Scroll of Healing. No, buy Boots of Speed. This Forest Troll Shadow Priest dangerously low on hit points, up to 112 right now, just staying off to the side, and may just can try to continually heal himself once again. All right, there's a little bit more heal again. Let's take a look at this. The Tomb of Relics, this haunted gold mine nearly done, and I really feel like Sock is just overstaying his welcome here. Arya, please practice if you want to. Oh, no, I can tell that you are not focused on your task. Please practice. Okay. Mountain King now going to go ahead and engage right here. Death Knight now making its way over here. There goes Death Coil onto the Forest Troll Shadow Priest. Mountain King going to try and engage, try to push those units back as the Skeletal Minion, well, shakes back off at 9 hit points. All right, it gets taken down. The 2 new skeletons takes its place. Footman tries to run past once more as we're looking at all of these units make their way through. All right, my daughter's like doing slides on the piano, and I'm like, I know. You should be practicing. She's like, how can you tell I'm not practicing? I can tell. I've learned to play piano too. I know that a slide is not in that song. Death Knight now sitting at level 3. Sasquatch going to get taken out as well. Mountain King really just putting in a lot of pressure here. Footmen are getting added in, but what is Sock's long-term strategy? Let's take a look back across here. Sasquatch could end up getting sniped down. Let's take a look. Forest Troll Shadow Priest could get taken down. Well, the gold was given to the Death Knight. Meanwhile, the units are now running all the way to the back. We could be looking at a Stormbolt, and there it goes. Scroll of Town Portal traded right there, as the remaining Forest Trolls will get taken out. There they go. Mountain King picks up and sells some items. Boots of Speed, Mantle of Intelligence, Staff of Teleportation. But really, this Mountain King really cannot hope to do any real damage here. Perhaps the Mountain King can dive on. Oh, force a cancellation on a building there. But one Stormbolt is not going to be able to take down any of these buildings here, as we're now going to see a Nerubian tower take a little bit of damage as well. All right, Footman. Stormbolt followed by a slice from a Footman. Takes it down. Death Knight rejoins in on the party. Timing was perfect, as the Mountain King's Stormbolt was on cooldown. Back off to the north over here. Footman going to get taken out. Does have defend. Stormbolt onto the Death Knight. Death Knight looking to try and shake this off. This is not a good spot to be in. Mountain King, however, low on mana. Is he going to be able to take out perhaps a handful of ghouls? No, that one ghoul down to 9 hit points. Mountain King trying to chase. Is he going to be able to get that last shot? Yes, it does. Boots of Speed outclassing the Unholy Aura right there. Footman with defend, attempting to, well, take down a Nerubian tower as well. But there is a second Spirit tower in here, making it rather difficult, as the units are going to be forced to back away. All right, what is going on across off to the north here? Footman now shaking back off to the north here. Footman now sliding back up. Where are all of the units going? Mountain King going to go ahead and reset. And as we look, Sock's army, sitting at 47 over 34, is already upgrading the castle and now going into Griffins. All right, we are looking at a Goblin Shredder as well. Goblin Shredder joining in. Death Knight can turn back around. Mountain King could perhaps turn back around and fire off a bit of damage as well. Mountain King at level 4. More units joining in. Forest Troll. There's a big pickup right there. Sock needs to pick up his low hit point units. Goblin Shredder could get picked up as well. Low hit point units just constantly getting picked up here, but, well, all of that Frost Nova really neutralizing much of that damage as the Goblin Zeppelin now going to be, well, making a beeline move towards the expansion. This is constant harassment throughout the match. Ghouls are going to try and reposition themselves here. Goblin Zeppelin is going to drop off here. There is 2 Forest Troll Berserkers with high damage, and also that Mountain King who should be able to drop, and, well, in comes the units again. Ghoul is now being forced to back away. Mountain King gets 1 Acolyte, now attempting to take down another unit there. Goblin Zeppelin picking up so many low hit point units, but a Nerubian Tower is really slowing things up. Goblin Shredder, are we going to see some sort of Scroll of Town Portal? Scroll of Town Portal now being used. Goblin Zeppelin up in the air. Goblin Shredder could be taken down. There it goes, dropping all of the units just in time. But no, not in time. Those units are dizzy as they fell out of the Goblin Zeppelin before it was able to unload. Mountain King currently out. Thank you for the subscription. Better put this game on YouTube so my mom can see how big of a boy I've become. All right, I will do exactly that. I will upload this to YouTube, not because you said so, but because I was planning to do that anyways. Footman now looking to back up here. Dragonhawk Riders in the air, taking a little bit of damage as we're looking at the Footman now looking to back away. We need to get some Scrolls of Regeneration. We are getting sword upgrades as well. Thank you for the follow as well. You see Footman now taken out there. A Sock purposely taking out that Footman to free up supply and stay in no upkeep. WFZ does have an economy as well. Should damage you by 50% on maximum hit points. Well, having them slowed already is a big enough deal. Often you're not able to attack. Arya, if you're gonna play, I don't mind you playing next to me, but you are just hanging. Okay. Okay, then you can watch. Then don't just bang on the keys, because that is still distracting. Alright, back across over here. Death Knight, Lich, getting ready to continue to engage. Gargoyles are up in the air. Mountain King getting funneled mana by that Blood Mage. As that Mountain King gets up to level 5, dropping in some Ivory Towers as well. Mountain King should perhaps back off to give more mana to that Blood Mage, as we're also looking at a Staff of Sanctuary on that Blood Mage already. We could perhaps see a Staff of Sanctuary to teleport that Mountain King away. However, that would take the Mountain King out of the fight for quite a bit of time, and that's something that I'm sure Sock doesn't want to do just quite yet. Alright, let's take a look. Lich said had some scary items. Alright, Orb of Corruption, Mantle of Intelligence, Claws of Attack +9. The auto attack damage is indeed very high. Plus 19 damage on that Lich. And considering that the base damage on the auto attack of a Lich is 25 at level 2, that is indeed very, very high. There is no damage bonus aura, however, for the undead, as we're looking at, well, the Paladin and that one Blood Mage looking to get a little bit more mana still. Dark Ranger added in, and this will be the undead tri-hero trifecta. Death Knight, Lich, and Dark Ranger. Dark Ranger being able to summon those dark minions and also get silence down. Human easy win this? You think so? Well, we'll see if that is the case, as we're looking at a drop now inside. No, Mountain King just teleporting inside and gonna go ahead and try and disrupt. Sock is just running around in the back here, and by keeping this Mountain King in this position, he knows that he's still going to cause a lot of problems, or perhaps take down a bunch of ghouls. All right, one ghoul already taken down. All the remaining ghouls going to have a bit of a problem. Mountain King going to go ahead and teleport perhaps back off to the north here to re-engage with the fight, and here we are. Web, and well, quickly taking down a Crypt Fiend. Web is down here. Arcane Towers are up. A big thunderclap slowing down everything as the Death Knight says, what am I doing here in this fight? I don't want to be here. And all the units do get away, save for one Obsidian statue. MK's level is a problem, but Undead Army is strong. That is true. Blood Mage is going to have to siphon mana from multiple targets, and there is already anti-magic shell being cast by the Banshee, so that is something to consider as well. Also throw in the fact that there is mass griffins going up against that anti-magic shell, so that anti-magic shell may not last very long. My fave caster just before I was going to sleep. Sorry, not sorry that I'm preventing you from sleeping. All right, Mountain King now heading back off to the north here, has to dodge away, and what I'm expecting to see is griffins dive bombing those obsidian statues with a vengeance. Griffins, with their magic damage and that upgrade, is gonna greatly surprise burst damage onto an obsidian statue. And if they do taken down, where is this? Banshee's getting taken down first. All right, not 100% quite sure why. Force Troll, Shadow Priest, so many heavy armor units that could have been taken out instantaneously before WFZ was ready to handle it. Mountain King instead going after the Dark Ranger. Dark Ranger gets saved in time by a death coil right there as the damage is still coming through. Mountain King, Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. Dragonhawk Raiders, all those units now swinging back around. Blood Mage could be in trouble. Blood Mage being forced to use the Scroll of Town Portal in order to get away. There's a Thunderclap picking off some of those units, and there goes a parting Storm Hammer from a Griffin to take down a Crypt Fiend. Back off to the north here, Dragonhawk Riders, Griffins here, all ready to go. Sasquatch gonna get taken out as well. And this is one of those mentions where the Forest Troll, Shadow Priest, and the Obsidian statues, those all take bonus damage by those Griffins. And the Griffins are in fact those targets are in fact important targets. That's why I was surprised that Sock didn't go straight after them. And then the fact that a destroyer was able to transform in time makes it, well, a unit that is weak to the Griffin Rider's attack and then all of a sudden immune. We'll see if this destroyer does have a big impact throughout the rest of the game, as there is not that many anti-air units. Another thing to note right now is that Sock does not have an Orb of Fire. Without an Orb of Fire, well, Death Coil does do a lot more healing and is a bit more difficult to overcome. Blood Mage could use it, and Paladin could use it, and or the Mountain King. All three of those are proper targets, but the Blood Mage does normally channel. But then again, the Paladin may want to be able to attack air units and take down that destroyer. Units are going to be dancing back and forth once again. Let's take a look. We are at triple Griffin Aviary, 75 over 96 supply for Sock. WFZ sitting at 71 over 80. Army sizes are about the same. Sock, however, is mining a bit more gold at this stage in the game as well. We are going to see whether or not this gold mine is going to last long enough and whether or not peasants will get transferred over. Death Knight sitting at level 4. Lich is at level 4 as well. Dark Ranger way behind at 2 since she was taken out much earlier in that battle. All right, where are things going to go? Griffins are right here. Let's take a look. And here in comes the engagement. There is some illusions currently down. And are they going to get spotted right there? There's the engagement. There's that Orb of Fire trying to engage right there. And the Griffin Riders, well, really not able to do that much damage. Anti-magic spell. Are we going to see a Stormbolt onto that Death Knight? Thunderclap right there. Paladin could be in trouble. Paladin, is it going to get taken down? No, that's just an illusion. As the Griffin Riders and unable to take down the destroyers, instead going after all of the ground units, and Dragonhawk Riders also going after that Lich too. Anti-magic shell adding a bit of additional hit points as well. Let's take a look if this is going to work. Lich is not affected by that Orb of Fire currently, as the Griffins are now going after the Crypt Fiends, but massed anti-magic shell causing major problems. Griffins should really be going after those Obsidian statues in the back or the Crypt Fiends. Let's take a look. We could see a Thunderclap, no mana available, as where the units are still engaging again. All right, there goes another Griffin, and once more, all of these units, where are they going? Up against the corner. You're going to see Obsidian statue taken down so quickly. There goes one, and there goes a Banshee as well. Units are having to be very careful, taking down another Obsidian statue, and that is the power of the correct type of damage onto the correct type of armor. Another Griffin, however, gets webbed down, as the Crypt Fiends have 3-0 upgrades. Destroyer, I believe that is still the same Destroyer that has been causing so many problems throughout this match. Blood Mage looking to back away. Is he going to be able to siphon mana into that Mountain King, as we're looking at the Goblin Shredder just stunned into position, unable to fight back. All right, the amount of anti-magic shell coupled with a single destroyer causing problems, and what's even more strange is that Sock is continuing to train up Griffins. When you know your opponent is going to be going for Banshees and to be able to protect themselves, well, trying to go more and more Griffins, trying to win with brute force isn't necessarily the way you want to go. He's not going to get as much mileage out of it, and these Griffins, as they fall, they are still force supply units, can give a lot of experience to the undead. WFZ is starting to take that advantage back a little bit more over time, as the Mountain King is still shy of level 6. Death Knight is at 5, Lich is just shy of 5, and the Dark Ranger is comfortably sitting at 3, almost at 4. With all of that said and done, Sok does have a superior economy with an additional base here in the top right-hand side of the map. That will be what gives him that overall edge. He's able to rebuild his army faster, but it is going to come down to a bit of timing. As we take a look, Haunted Goldmine going to get finished right here, as Acolytes are now going to perhaps just transfer over into that spot. That economic advantage that he thought he had for so long, that may be neutralized here in just a moment. 3-0 upgrades compared to 3-0 upgrades. Destroyer are here ready to go as well. And, well, Obsidian Statues are rejoining in on the fight. Crypt Fiends, Death Knight. Death Knight doesn't have that much mana, which is surprising considering there are 2 Obsidian Statues out, and it's not casting Essence of Mana. Okay, there it goes. Finally getting that Essence of Mana out to get mana onto that Death Knight. If WFZ can approach the next battle with a full mana Lich, full mana Death Knight, get that Lich to 5 very quickly, well, Frost Nova, Death Coil onto the Mortar teams can do exactly that. Destroyer, what is that Destroyer doing out of position right there? Just trying to take down a lone Mortar team, and does exactly that. There it goes. Was that purposely to get, oh my gosh, 4 experience shy for that Lich to get to level 5. I believe that was the purpose. He knows that his opponent is mainly sitting on Griffins, so you know what, I'm just gonna dive bomb a Destroyer onto a Mortar team who doesn't have that many hit points, and maybe I'll get to level 6. Unfortunately, or level 5. Unfortunately, he is just a little bit shy again. All right, back off to the north here. Let's take a look what's going on. That Destroyer now making its way back around. We're going to be going into an engagement. Anti-magic shell being cast across the board. Death Knight could be in trouble. There's a thunderclap. There's a slow, but no damage is really being done. Death Knight could be in trouble, though. What is the Death Knight doing? Needs to get away, and the Death Knight just walks into a trap. The Mountain King says boo, throws a Stormhammer on him, or Stormbolt, and that is pretty much the end of the battle. It came to an end before it really began, losing your level 5 Death Knight right at the onset, and that is pretty much going to be the end of that. WFZ was making a great comeback, and maybe he'll still be able to do that, as the units seem to be powerful enough. All right, let's take a look. Banshees now fighting back here. Griffins, well, unable to attack any of the Destroyers, but the Destroyers are not very much out onto the field. 68 supply compared to 63. There goes a Crypt Fiend. We are pretty much close right now. Mountain King gets up to level 6, turns into Avatar, and now you see those Griffins going after those Destroyers. That's going to be it. All right, it looked rather dicey for a split second. It looked like WFZ was actually able to take back and fight back against a lot of those units, but Sok taking out that Death Knight, not allowing the Death Knight to get any big death coils, and that was the end of that. Yeah, that was strange. It looked like Human was gonna win. It looked like Undead was gonna win, and then Human Stormbolted, took out the Death Knight, and it was like, well, the Death Knight is the leader of the army. Is the army gonna be enough? Anti-magic shell kicked in, and during that initial portion of that battle, because of the anti-magic shell, there was extra hit points on all of the units. So what I'm processing with my eyes now is that the army of the undead at one point was larger than the army of the human, but as you started to see the anti-magic shell start to slowly fade away from the units, then the Griffins could actually start finishing off those units, and then the Griffins just swept back the other way. Okay, good guess. What did I see? Undead was going to win. Yeah, human strong combo hero. Yeah, Paladin MK. Human nuke works on Undead. Yep, this is why I always keep a lesser invo pot on DK. Yes, some orc game next. I don't know. We'll see what we have coming up, but I want to say thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. If you are on YouTube, definitely hit the like, hit the subscribe button. And, well, if you're on Facebook or Twitch, stay tuned for more games.